Good morning, everyone. My name is Crystal. It's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. It's Friday morning. Here in Rochester, in Medway, in the United Kingdom, it's absolutely boiling. We've had a heat wave for a while now. It's unbearably hot. So it's hard to sleep. It's hard to do anything really. It's unbearably hot. It's boiling. So every morning you wake up and you're sweating. It's lovely sunshine. I just guess that we're not used to this type of weather. So, I just feel like sitting in a pool of water all day long. Just going out anywhere is unbelievably, the heat is really unbearable. And I think on one occasion, I think it was going to get towards 30 degrees and there was actually a warning of threat to life here in Great Britain. We are not used to these conditions. I've got fans on at the moment. It's very important that you keep cool in this hot weather. You keep hydrated, drink lots of water, keep cool, keep out of the sun as much as you can between 11 and 3. If you've got to go out, like, really cover up and just be careful. I mean, I walk my dog. I take water out with me, and I carry Max underneath my arm and just put him down when he needs to go to the loo. He's a tiny dog anyway, he's a Chihuahua. But I didn't want to go out yesterday afternoon. It was so hot. So we'll see what happens today. I should take Max out in the morning, but I mean, the heat between 11 and 3 is unbearable. It really is. Pets, it must be unbearable with their fur. You know, they must feel really hot, worse than us. Good morning, everybody. Like I said, it's Friday. Everything's okay. I'm okay. I'm sorted. I'm going to get some food and some bits and pieces. Everything's worked out okay. I've just seen to my bills, and it's just another month really, just trying to get by like everybody else. Last night I went out. TikTok for me is just becoming a joke. I was enjoying doing my live streaming. They are just penalising me every time I live stream now. So, I mean, it's really just getting on my nerves. You've done this, you've done that, you know. I can't get the footage as well. When I video outside, I've got the footage. So, when that motorcycle came on the pavement, there would have been footage of that, but no. Tried to get the live stream from the other day, no visual footage whatsoever, no visual footage, no playback. So you're better off taping it rather than relying on a live stream tape. Also, it's, you know, it's baking hot out on there, on that balcony. You sit out there for an hour unprotected in the sun, you're going to get burnt. So, you know, why does my cat do that? Pets do that, don't they? They beeline towards the camera and knock it off. So I am not going to sit outside there and get boiling hot. And live streams where you know, walking around, that's fine. But, you know, when you sat down, You can't express yourself. I've got to be myself. I can't sit there like a robot and keep watching what I'm saying, watching what I'm doing, bearing a tiny bit of flesh can get you a violation. I've just had enough of it. So I won't be live streaming today. No. I just feel like I'm being picked on. And I'm sure there's many other people are the same. And if they don't want to monetize, don't monetize. Anyway, so we're looking forward to another weekend. We don't know what is going to bring this weekend. I'm just taking it easy, but I'm not sitting in complete silence like a dummy and not expressing myself. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to be me. I'm not sitting in my flat with nothing, just sat here in silence. Do you know what I mean? I can't, other people are doing what they like, but if I make a noise, if I talk, I get, I don't know what's going on. So I went out last night, the same, between 7 and 8. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad outside up on the field, but when you're coming back home to this place, and I thought I was on my way out of moving here yesterday, well, slightly, because I don't trust people, and that I was let down. Oh, we don't take 2 pets. Right, fair enough. And they're gearing up. They want me to have a miserable weekend. They want me to scream and shout and act mad and have a miserable weekend, and I won't do that. I refuse to do that. How are you? How do you feel now you haven't got the place? Well, I feel fine, because nothing's changed. It's still the way it was. And I don't believe a word people say, so why should I be miserable? Do you know what I mean? Nothing's changed. Why would that woman, when she said, she said, I said, I'm sorry, I can't take it. I'm not separating my pets. I'm not. It's cruel. Yes, I want to get out of this place, but I'm not a cruel person, and I'm not separating my pets. My cat could go to someone that doesn't look after it properly. My cat could get put in a home and get put down because no one wants him. I'm not like that. So I stay here until I find a place which will take my dog and my cat. It's ridiculous. These people that are just so follow the rules, but I mean, it's not exactly bending a rule to let a tiny dog and a cat be together, is it? When you could have a great big husky in a flat, or a St. Bernard, which is about 4 times the size of my dog and cat combined. I mean, it's just being petty. It's really being petty. And in my previous flat, a woman had a snake in there. A snake and a dog. A snake and a dog. I used to come home and the neighbours would have a snake in the grass. And I know they would have a snake in the grass when I was coming back from the library. A snake would be writhing in the grass, like a big, not poisonous snake, but a snake, big one. It's just petty what they're doing to me, petty. So they want me to stay here, they want me to be miserable, but I'll stay here and I will not be miserable. So there was a jogger on the field, young chap with a white t-shirt, black shorts, and he was jogging around the field. It was, in the heat, in the extreme heat. I haven't seen any of these joggers carrying bottles of water either, and it's hot. So I just took it slowly. I take ages in this heat. I'm walking like a tortoise. I'm not running around. I'm an older person and I'm not running around in this heat. So I got around the field, came off, usual scenario, activity by the shops. He had come home before I went out. He was in upstairs. He was already in. The day before he was coming in and I was going out, so I waited till a bit later. He came in, I went out after him, and when I came back in, when I was coming back, I heard the cough. A man sneezed twice, and then he coughed upstairs, and I came into the flats, and it's too hot. It's too hot to argue. It's too hot to be miserable. I'm just keeping cool, going out every so often, splash water on my face, sitting by the fans, and you're just hot. You can't do much. So later on in the evening, right, you have to give people consideration, especially kids in this heat. It's hard to sleep, so I'm not going to moan. I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to, you know what I mean? Just get on with it. It's hot. Pets, kids are hot, and it makes them miserable. It makes them cry. You know, it's horrible weather. Sweaty, muggy weather. So you expect everything to be, you know, you expect noise, you expect crap, because it's understandable. So I find that it reaches a peak of heat. It stays at that peak, but there is I think between after 2 and about 3, 4 in the morning, it's cooler. So I went to bed. I went to before I went to bed. The police. I saw a blue flashing light coming down the road. I saw a blue flashing light coming down the road, so it was the police. So I went to look out of the window, yeah, and they happened to be quite quiet next door. Next door was quiet, but you've got to remember they had the police out to them the other night. So there was a blue flashing light coming down the road, and it made a noise. I think they parked around the corner, and then I looked out the window and I saw a female police officer dressed like the lady over the road. She had her hair all done up on top of her head. Because I get pain to my face and jaw and head, even tying my hair up in a ponytail can bring on a headache. And in this weather, I do want to tie my hair back. I want to tie it back, so I'm wearing a headband. I can just about wear the headband around my head. I suffer from pain in my face, jaw and head, and I take painkillers that make me a bit dizzy. So it looks like I'm okay. The painkillers dull a lot of the pain, but it's still there. And I go outside every day and I try to be nice and kind and smile, but you know, people don't know what anyone's going through. You don't know what anyone's going through. Somebody might look like they're jogging up the road and they might have a terminal illness. You can't judge somebody just by looking at them outside. You can't. You don't know what someone's going through. So these people that do these things, report people to this, there and the other, don't even know what someone's going through. Which makes me cross. So the police came out to a family opposite, right on the end of the opposite flats, and the police officer was dressed up like the lady over the road, who'd been sat out there sunbathing with a, you know, like like a bun in her hair, and the police officer was dressed like the woman over there, because my hair is long and it's down. So she turned round, the police officer, and I gathered she was a young woman. They went off into the flat opposite. The police went to the flats opposite. And then next door started to get noisy up until 2 in the morning. Next door started, they were quiet, and the police came out, and then all of a sudden there was a load of noise next door, banging of cupboards, bang, 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 up till 2 in the morning. And I went to bed just after 11, and I woke up because I could hear like someone slamming and shutting cupboard doors or doors. I don't know what it was. And I thought, fuck this. I turned on my phone about 2 o'clock in the morning, and someone was live streaming. Someone was live streaming at 2 in the morning, believe it or not. And I thought, no, I'm not. I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to go back to bed. And I did. I just lay there by the cool fans and just drifted off to sleep again. And they were probably banging after I went to sleep. You just get used to it. It's something that you get used to. Partly because you've got no choice. You haven't got any choice, have you? I've got nowhere else to go. Stupid things, that was just staged, that was. Because he came home yesterday and I wasn't angry. I wasn't like, oh, I'm pissed off I haven't got this place. I wasn't. It's all staged. And we know what they're expecting at the weekends. We know that. So I won't be live streaming. There's nothing worse than live streaming and knowing someone is listening to you and watching. I just puts me right off anyway. So we won't be live streaming at the weekends. I think, if it's this hot and it'd be nice to go down by the seaside, to go out somewhere. I mean, I have to live like this. I don't want to live like this. I have to live like this. Wherever I go, I get some shit that happens. If I go to the beach on my own and I go in the sea, some old man will let their dog in the sea and it will start jumping on me while I'm trying to swim on my own. That's why I don't go out very much on my own. And it used to happen when I was at work up in Gloucestershire. So it's been following me around for a long time, and I just don't know where this harassment and bullying is coming from. I don't know who's doing it and why. It's happened before the internet, because you'll get the police say, oh, delete your this, delete your that. It'll still go on. Because before the internet, before mobile phones, this was going on. I was followed about on the field in Gloucestershire. Somewhere, I couldn't go out my home without having trouble. And I had to go to work when I was younger. And I got harassed on the bus. On the fucking bus going to work. I had to go to work. They harassed me on the bus. They threw things in my hair. They just... It's been going on for ages. So it's not social media. It's not the internet. Some of these police officers are a lot younger than me. And this has been going on for 20 years when some of these police officers weren't even born. So they don't understand. They don't understand. Oh, it's social media. You get a 20-year-old police officer. It's social media. It's not my social media. It's been going on for years before social media. So, Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. It's the summer solstice today, aka the longest day of the year. So why not ask me to sing a song about summer?
Alexa, sing a song about summer.
I've been thinking a lot about what makes people happy. I've made a list and spent time asking why. Though results may vary, here's some kinds of merry. You're glad when mine's the only cloud in the sky. It's the sand beneath your toes. It's when stars shine bright on a warm summer's night. I scream by the ocean side, racing down a water slide and sand beneath your toes.
Right, the lady next door has gone out with her dash hound and it's squealing. I have to keep positive. I have been let down. I cannot have a property because Orbit won't accept a chihuahua and a cat. So I'll just carry on looking. Alexa, what's the time, please?
Good morning, Crystal. It's 8:52 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Friday, the 20th of June.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
Currently, in Rochester it's 20 degrees Celsius with mostly sunny skies. Today, you can expect intermittent clouds, with a high of 27 degrees and a low of 15 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Waiter, this egg is bad. Don't blame me, sir, I only laid the table.
Alexa, who was born on this day?
Celebrities born on the 20th of June include Brian Wilson, Nicole Kidman, Audie Murphy, John Goodman, and Lionel Richie.
Now I know the lady next door has gone out. We won't be taking the rubbish out. I know because she's going to come back with the dogs. I'm just going to water my plants. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
Public sectors. But, you know, with a doctor and a nurse, and unfortunately there is a bit of meritocracy in that one, in that doctors, you know, they have to study for another 5 to 6 years on average. They come out with a lot of debts.
Most of them, not all, most of them will augment their earnings with private work, and they have the sort of pension that, well, certainly I know the pension that I would never have. I don't know what you do for a living, but the sort of pensions most of us can only dream of.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, that was the sort of the old pension system, which I think is sort of all changed now. So yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I still think that saving lives, bringing lives into the world, they are worth every penny that they ask for.
Still got that dog next
Michael,
door,
thank you for your views. Let's go
noise.
again to the emails and the online reaction text. Franz, where was all the outrage when doctors got below inflation pay rises? This comes in from Ella. I work in a hospital. This is hard to swallow. Well, I'll read this. I think they're some of the laziest people in the whole hospital. Same subject, George, 35% is a complete joke. They're now being ridiculously greedy. I wish I got paid as much as they are now. Gosh, there's a lot of anger over this. Jamie Dunbar, they haven't lost any money. They just didn't get it. We're not all entitled to pay rises. Most people in the economy have had a real terms pay cut. This is just the ebb and flow of the economy. If we're all suddenly given what we think, we'd lost inflation. We'd think inflation would go nuts. Meanwhile, Anthony Kybert, how much would you pay for a consultant to save one of your relatives' lives? Let's come back to deportations now. Anthony's in Mill Hill. Anthony, what do you want to say? Good morning.
Good morning. Well, I'm just absolutely flabbergasted. I get to various emails, etc., and I saw something today in the only reported in Telegraph. I think you should put it on your LBC. One of your people should just do some research.
Right.
But apparently 2 or 3 people last night from Palestine Action were able to go into RAF Bryce Norton, which is the base that Britain will be sending their planes over to check after our troops, were able to go in and effectively ruin, spray painted and put various other things on 2 Voyager aircraft. And this is just the nonsense. They interviewed people from Palestine Action, and it's just the usual claptrap. I think this has all happened because it just shows our inefficiency to handle something. This is
hold on, sir. I mean, we're talking about foreign criminals. As I'm reading this, and again, thank you to my colleague who's brought it up so quickly, this is a Palestine Action Group. We don't know that the people involved are non-British, i.e. are Palestinian, do we? Or are you saying...
Frankly, we don't know who they are or what they are, but they are responsible. I mean, Starmer was very, very quick when the far right, in his words, started complaining, and they were soon clapped in jail. Let's see how Mr. Plod gets after these people.
All right. I'll just thank you, Anthony. I was not aware of this, and as you sort of, people like you started the story, if you'll allow me, I want to give full details. This is 2 aircraft at RAF Bryce Norton, which is the UK hub for strategic air transport and aerial refuelling, including flights to the RAF base in Cyprus. They were damaged on Wednesday by members, as you rightly say, Anthony, of Palestine Action. They claim the attack was aimed at disrupting what they call the UK support for Israeli military operations in Gaza and the broader Middle East. 2 activists, it is reported, entered the airbase, used electric scooters to get to 2 RAF Voyager aircraft, when they then sprayed them with red paint, which they said symbolises Palestinian blood. They put the paint into the plane's engines using repurposed fire extinguishers, and reportedly used crowbars to inflict further damage. Red paint was also spread across the runway. And the activists involved managed to evade arrest. Anthony, thank you. It's a little bit off the main thrust, but I'm sorry, I hadn't seen that in the newspapers. It is an interesting and important story, so I'm glad we've given you the details. 3 minutes before 9. Ian's in Lincoln. Ian, let's talk more about deportations. What needs to happen in your view? Good morning.
Good morning, Nick. We have to get back to the basic problem of government inactivity. The problem is basically from the electoral system. Mm-hmm. Because candidates can be voted as an MP with less than 30% of the vote, they're terrified of not jumping up one side or the other off the fence.
Right.
Because obviously, if they upset the wrong side of the electorate, they won't get into power. What we have to do...
I was going to say, so what is the solution?
Right, we need 2 general election days, polling days.
2 election days?
Yeah. Anyone who wants to be an MP can go into the first poll. The top 2 of the first election then goes to the second poll, and they have to get over 50%.
Sorry, right. So hang on. Let's work this. Let's sort of. So Nick Ferrari and Sheila Fogarty get in the top 2. What happens next?
That they got a week to put their manifesto through, and there's a second election.
So have you done away with political parties?
That's the only way you can do it, Nick. That's the only way you can do it.
Well,
you must get
been
over
doing it another way for 200 years. Okay, but and sorry, so there are no more political parties. So Nick and Sheila are not held to their party.
No, you can still have your parties.
Right, but I don't necessarily agree with.
Have to get 50% of their constituency.
Okay, you're a bit of a mathematician on the quiet, Ian.
Not really, no. That's just common sense, Nick.
Okay, sir. Okay. Well, let's see if others think it's common sense. I don't know whether it's going to hit the common man, but I'm grateful. I've got to admit, wishing I had that extra glass of champagne yesterday. So I don't fully follow it, but I'm sure it's only me. Ian, have yourself a safe weekend. Coming up after the news, it is supposedly the key day on the debate of assisted dying. Culture Secretary Lisa Nandy told me in the first hour of the show
I'm in favour of assisted dying. I've had a long-held belief that it's the right thing to do to enable people with the right safeguards to be able to have a choice at the end of their lives.
We'll return to the issue of our doctors and our consultants, not just, of course, their pay, but the idea, although it doesn't look as though it's going to be put forward, that they could stop working if their hospitals get too hot. And we celebrate 50 years since the release of Jaws by getting Henry Riley, who can't really swim, to feed sharks. It's after the 9 o'clock news on LBC.
On your radio, on the LBC app, and
Play LBC.
leading Britain's conversation. This is LBC.
From Global's newsroom at 9 o'clock, assisted dying could move a step closer to becoming law in England and Wales later. The bill, put forward by the Labour MP Kim Leadbeater, will either clear the House of Commons and move to the Lords or fall completely. The vote is expected to be close. The Culture Secretary, Lisa Nandy, has told Nick that she will be backing the plans.
We've had a lot of time to debate this bill, nearly as much as a government bill would have had. We've had a big public debate alongside. I'm really pleased it's been respectful, because most of us, me included, to be totally honest, we are very shaped and informed by our own personal experiences. And my personal experiences are not the sum total, neither are anybody else's.
Some MPs say the bill has been drastically weakened since it was last put to a vote in November. Israel and Iran have exchanged further strikes a week into their conflict. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi is due in Geneva for talks with his UK, French, German and EU counterparts. The Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, says there is a window for a diplomatic solution. The Metropolitan Police is starting new patrols to tackle sexual offences at concerts in London. They'll be used alongside the V100 project, a data-driven approach to identify serious sexual offenders and prevent crime. Deputy Assistant Commissioner Ben Russell's been speaking to Nick this morning. He says officers are trained in so-called behavioural detection.
It's about finding people who maybe don't look right, who don't fit in, maybe they turn up at the end of the night when everyone's going home. We say to our officers, think like an offender. How would you act? What would you be doing? What would you be thinking? And that's how we spot them.
The Office for National Statistics says May was a dismal month for supermarkets. Sales volumes dropped by 2.7%, following a 1.3% rise in April. Christian May from City AM says the figures are not pretty.
We can see that there was a nearly 2% drop in clothing sales, 2.5% drop in household goods, and a whopping 5% fall in food sales.
And the UK could break its record for the warmest day of the year for a second day in a row. It reached 32.2 Celsius in Kew in southwest London yesterday. An amber heat health alert is in place for all regions in England, the first such warning since September 2023. In the city, the FTSE 100 a short time ago was at 88.27. That's up 35. The pound buys $1.35 and a euro 17. LBC weather, dry with sunny spells, a bit cloudier than yesterday in places. The chance of the odd shower in northern and western areas, a high of 33 degrees. From Global's newsroom for LBC, I'm Thomas Watt.
This is Go.Compare FM reporting from